Warning: there are everyday habits silently stealing your strength, mobility, and independence after age 60, and one of the biggest culprits might be sitting right on your kitchen counter. Yes, I'm talking about fruit. Not candy, not soda, but fruit. The very thing we've always been told is healthy. Now, before you toss your apples and oranges out the window, take a deep breath, because what I'm about to share isn't about giving up fruit entirely. It's about understanding which fruits might actually be doing more harm than good for your body, especially your legs, the very muscles that help you walk, stand tall, climb stairs, and stay independent as you age. If your legs feel weaker than they used to, if you're noticing more pain, stiffness, or even trouble getting up from a chair, you're not alone. And while aging naturally comes with changes, certain foods, even ones we've been told are healthy, might be speeding up the loss of strength in your legs. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 fruits that may be sabotaging your leg strength without you even realizing it. And I'll explain why these fruits can cause problems for older adults, especially those dealing with blood sugar issues, inflammation, or muscle weakness. So if staying strong, mobile, and independent matters to you, grab a comfy seat and stay with me. What you learn today could be a game changer for your daily energy and movement. Before we dive in, just a quick reminder, if you care about your health and well-being after 60, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like if you find it helpful, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions as we go through this together. All right, let's get started with the first surprising fruit that may weaken your legs over time. Let's talk about bananas. Yes, bananas, those soft, sweet, convenient little fruits we've all loved since we were kids. And it's true, bananas have their benefits. They're rich in potassium, which helps with muscle contraction. But here's the catch, they're also loaded with sugar and carbs. A single medium banana can have as much as 14 grams of sugar and nearly 30 grams of carbohydrates. Now, why does that matter for your legs? Well, if you're over 60, your body's ability to process sugar and carbohydrates isn't what it used to be. As we age, insulin resistance tends to creep in, meaning your body doesn't respond to sugar as efficiently. That extra sugar floating around in your system can lead to chronic inflammation, especially in your joints and muscles, including those in your legs. Inflammation is like a slow fire that eats away at your strength. You might not notice it right away, but over time, it makes your muscles ache, weakens your mobility, and contributes to those stiff, tired legs so many seniors complain about. And bananas eaten daily, especially ripe ones, can actually contribute to those blood sugar spikes and drops that leave you feeling sluggish and weak. If you love bananas, you don't have to give them up completely, but consider swapping them out a few times a week for lower sugar fruits like berries or avocados, which actually support muscle health rather than slow it down. Now let's move on to fruit number 2, grapes. They may look innocent, even elegant, sitting in a bowl on your table, but grapes are little sugar bombs in disguise. Just 1 cup of grapes has over 23 grams of sugar. That's more than a glazed donut. And the sugar in grapes is what we call free sugar, meaning it hits your bloodstream fast and hard. Now you might be thinking, but it's natural sugar, isn't that okay? Unfortunately, natural or not, too much sugar, especially when consumed often, can weaken your leg muscles by promoting a condition called glycation. That's a fancy word for when sugar sticks to your proteins, including the ones in your muscles, and makes them stiff, less elastic, and weaker over time. Glycation also plays a major role in aging skin and aging joints. And here's the thing, grapes are easy to overeat. They're small, sweet, and bite-sized, which makes it easy to pop a handful in your mouth every time you walk by. But doing that day after day is like dripping sugar into your muscles. And over the years, your legs start to feel the consequences. So what can you do instead? Try switching to fruits with more fiber and less sugar, or pair your fruit with a handful of nuts to slow down how fast the sugar hits your bloodstream. You'll get the flavor you enjoy without sacrificing your strength. Now, let's look at the third fruit, and this one might surprise you even more. Pineapple. Tropical, juicy, refreshing, and surprisingly harsh on aging muscles and joints. Pineapple is very high in fructose, which is a type of sugar that goes straight to the liver. When we were young and active, our bodies could handle it. But after 60, high amounts of fructose can cause fatigue, stiffness, and even joint pain, especially in the knees and hips. Here's another thing most people don't realize. Pineapple contains something called oxalates, which can bind to calcium in your body and form crystals. For older adults with any history of kidney stones or joint pain, these oxalates can make things worse, leading to inflammation, swelling, and discomfort in your lower body. If you notice that your knees swell up or ache after eating pineapple or drinking pineapple juice, listen to your body. It's telling you something. Now, I'm not here to scare you off fruit completely, but I am here to help you eat in a way that supports strength, energy, and independence as you age. Your legs carry you through life, literally. They're your foundation, your freedom, your ability to keep living the life you love. So why weaken them with sugary fruits that do more harm than good? By making small changes, like swapping high-sugar fruits for more muscle-friendly options, you're not just making a healthy choice. You're choosing to keep climbing stairs, taking long walks, dancing at weddings, and playing with your grandkids without fear or fatigue. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing. Now that we've looked at bananas, grapes, and pineapple, you might be wondering, what other fruits could be sneakily draining your strength? Let's keep going because we've only just scratched the surface. There are still some fruits out there, ones that sound perfectly healthy, that could be quietly draining the strength from your legs each day. Next up is something many people enjoy first thing in the morning: orange juice. Now, I know it's not a whole fruit in the way we usually think about it, but that's exactly the problem. When you drink a glass of orange juice, you're basically consuming the sugar of 3 to 4 whole oranges in just a few gulps, without any of the fiber to slow it down. That fiber in whole fruits, it's crucial. It helps your body absorb sugar more slowly, gives your gut something to work with, and keeps your blood sugar from spiking. But when you drink juice, it all rushes in. And that sudden sugar load can trigger inflammation, energy crashes, and even muscle fatigue, especially in your legs, which are among the first areas of your body to show weakness when your blood sugar isn't stable. And let's be honest, how often do people pour a small glass of orange juice? Most of us fill up that cup and then some. You might think it's just fruit, but the truth is, fruit juice acts more like a sugary drink than a health food. If you've been feeling more tired or unsteady lately, try switching from juice to water infused with a slice of lemon or cucumber. You still get that refreshing morning flavor, but without all the hidden sugar. Now let's talk about another fruit that might surprise you: mangoes. Oh, mangoes. Rich, juicy, sweet, and oh so tropical. They remind us of summer, vacations, and sunshine. But unfortunately, mangoes are also one of the highest sugar fruits you can eat. A single mango can pack up to 45 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of soda. And it's not just the sugar. Mangoes also have a very high glycemic index, which means they spike your blood sugar quickly. And for seniors, that can spell trouble, not only for energy crashes, but also for leg muscles that rely on steady blood flow and balanced glucose levels to stay strong. When your blood sugar goes up and down all day, it wears out your muscles and your nerves. Some seniors even develop nerve pain in their legs and feet, which can feel like tingling, burning, or just a heavy tiredness that won't go away. If you've experienced anything like that, your fruit choices might be playing a bigger role than you think. So instead of mango, try fruit with more fiber and antioxidants like blueberries or blackberries. They're sweet, satisfying, and they actually help reduce inflammation, the kind that weakens your joints and muscles over time. Next, let's take a moment to talk about something that seems harmless: dried fruits. Raisins, dates, dried apricots. They sound like healthy snacks, right? They're just fruit after all. But dried fruit is extremely concentrated in sugar, and it's missing the water content that fresh fruit has, which makes it much easier to overeat. Let me give you an example. A handful of raisins, just a tiny portion, can have more sugar than a chocolate chip cookie. And because dried fruit is so small and chewy, you can eat a lot of it without even noticing. That means your body is suddenly dealing with a sugar overload, which again leads to inflammation, water retention, and muscle fatigue. Have you ever felt bloated or heavy in your legs after snacking? It might not be your age, it might be the food. Dried fruits can also worsen circulation issues, which are already more common after age 60. And poor circulation means your legs don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong and energized. Now, I'm not saying you can never have dried fruit again, but if your leg strength, balance, or energy are slipping, it's worth limiting how often you snack on these concentrated little sugar bites. If you want to snack, try a few slices of apple with almond butter, or celery with a few raisins, just enough to enjoy the taste without going overboard. Now, the sixth fruit on our list is one many people love to eat by the bowl: watermelon. I know this one might come as a surprise. It's so light, so hydrating. What could be wrong with watermelon? Well, the issue isn't the hydration. Watermelon does have a lot of water, which is great, but it also has very little fiber and a very high glycemic index, meaning it causes your blood sugar to rise rapidly, especially when eaten on an empty stomach. That sudden rise can make you feel energized at first, but then comes the crash. And when that crash happens, your muscles, especially in your legs, can feel shaky, weak, or tired. If you've ever had watermelon with lunch and then felt sleepy or heavy a short while later, this could be why. Another concern with watermelon is that it can contribute to water retention in some people, especially when eaten in large amounts. That puffiness or swelling you sometimes feel in your ankles or calves, it might not just be age or heat, it could be linked to your diet. Now, am I saying watermelon is evil? Of course not, but moderation is key. A small slice now and then is fine. Just don't treat it like a free-for-all. Balance it with protein or healthy fats so your body doesn't have to fight those sugar surges on its own. These are the subtle ways that even healthy sounding fruits can work against your body as it changes with age. And I want to be clear, you deserve to feel strong, energized, and confident in your body, no matter what age you are. But that strength doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from working smarter. By knowing which fruits to limit and which to embrace, you're giving your body the tools it needs to support strong muscles, stable energy, and good circulation in your legs, day after day. And remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Every small change you make, like swapping fruit juice for infused water or skipping that extra handful of grapes, brings you closer to the energy and freedom you want. You're not giving up joy. You're gaining strength. So we've now covered several fruits that, while they may seem harmless or even healthy, could be quietly working against your leg strength and mobility. But there's still one more fruit on the list, a popular favorite that deserves a closer look. And here we are, the last fruit on our list. It might surprise you because it's something that shows up in so many homes, picnic baskets, and even doctors' offices. It's sweet, soft, and usually thought of as one of the go-to healthy choices. I'm talking about bananas. Now, don't get me wrong, bananas can be part of a healthy diet. But for seniors, especially those dealing with leg weakness, muscle cramps, or energy crashes, they might not be the best everyday option. Why? Well, bananas are high in natural sugar and starch, and they have a moderate glycemic index, meaning they raise your blood sugar faster than other fruits like berries or apples. That quick sugar spike followed by a crash can leave your legs feeling heavy, tired, or even jittery. Plus, bananas contain a decent amount of potassium, which is good. But if you already have issues with kidney function, too much potassium from foods like bananas can actually backfire. It can build up in the bloodstream and affect your muscles, including those in your legs, leading to weakness or cramps. Have you ever had that uncomfortable sensation where your calves seize up in the middle of the night? Or that weird twitching in your thigh that just won't stop? Sometimes those are signs your electrolytes are off balance, and your fruit choices may be playing a role. Now, if you love bananas and don't want to give them up entirely, here's a simple shift. Choose greener bananas, the kind that aren't fully ripe yet. These have more resistant starch, less sugar, and they digest more slowly, which means they're less likely to spike your blood sugar and leave you dragging later. It's all about being aware and intentional. That's the real message here. So now we've gone through 7 common fruits: grapes, cherries, orange juice, mangoes, dried fruits, watermelon, and bananas that may be quietly weakening your legs, draining your energy, and messing with your mobility, especially as your body becomes more sensitive to sugar and inflammation with age. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. In fact, just by watching this video and becoming more aware of how certain healthy choices might actually be working against you, you've taken a major step toward feeling better and stronger. Because here's the truth. What you eat every day directly affects your muscles, your circulation, and your nervous system. It shapes how steady you feel when you walk, how easily you get up from a chair, how much stamina you have for errands or a walk around the block. Your legs aren't just for getting from one place to another. They are the foundation of your independence. When your legs are strong, your world stays big. You can go where you want, do what you love, and live life on your own terms. And while these 7 fruits might sound harmless, even healthy, the way they act in the body, especially after 60, tells a different story. That's why it's not about cutting out all fruit. It's about choosing the right kinds of fruit in the right amounts for your stage of life. So, what should you eat instead? Think about fruits that are lower in sugar and higher in antioxidants and fiber, like blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, apples, and even avocados. Yes, avocados are technically a fruit. These support muscle health, balance blood sugar, and reduce inflammation, all key to keeping your legs strong and steady. You might be amazed at how small changes, swapping a banana for a handful of berries, or skipping the orange juice in the morning, can make a huge difference in how you feel throughout the day. And if this message has resonated with you, if you've been dealing with fatigue, leg pain, or just that sense of slowing down more than you'd like, then I want to invite you to take this journey of better health with us. Subscribe to the channel for more practical, uplifting, and age-smart advice just like this. We talk about the things that matter most as we age, things the younger crowd often overlooks. But you and I know that this season of life can be just as powerful, purposeful, and full of joy when you have the right tools. And if this video helped you, please give it a like. It helps us reach more wonderful people like you who are looking for honest, supportive, and real talk about aging well. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you noticed any changes in how certain fruits affect your energy or muscle strength? Have you made food swaps that worked wonders for your body? Your story could encourage someone else, someone who's still searching for answers. And don't forget to share this video with friends or loved ones who might also be struggling with leg weakness or tiredness. Sometimes the most unexpected changes, like rethinking the fruits we eat, can have the biggest impact. At the end of the day, it's not about avoiding food. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge so you can make choices that support the life you want. Because you deserve to feel strong, steady, and full of energy. Not just for your age, but for any age. You've worked hard to get here. Now it's time to protect your freedom, your movement, and your joy. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Your health, your strength, and your happiness matter. And remember, small changes, even something as simple as switching out your fruit bowl, can be the start of something big. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep moving forward. Here's to living your best life at any age.